Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Want to wish you a Chodesh Tov. This is the month of Adar, and we really are increasing the happiness, finding ways in which to just be a little more joyful each and every day. And one way to do it, of course, is that gratitude. It's not something that we are kind of just haphazardly walking through the world saying that we're grateful. This is a practice. This is something that you have to cultivate. And like anything that really grows into its potential, you have to work at it. Just look around you, and anything that really is cultivated and grows in its into what it is and should be. We're all growing into being the best human beings we can be. Every tree is growing into the best tree it can be, everything like that. But how we do it as human beings really matters. And one way to do that is gratitude, but it's not just saying gratitude, it's showing it. And one way we show it is through the blessings, daily reminder of how lucky we are to be alive, how lucky we are to explore this world, and how lucky we are to have people in the world. How it is that we treat other people and how we interact with other people is really a reflection of who we are. And so when I say I'm grateful for Cantor for joining me during this services this morning, that is an expression of love. And I hope that I can continue to show that to not just Cantor, but to the world through my expressions. But one way to cultivate that is through constant reminding myself of the importance of gratitude. So we are on page 146 for the morning blessings. I'm here as always with Cantor Ray as we begin our morning with the morning blessings.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Rabbi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan l'sech v'bina lehavhin ben yom u'ben laila. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam sha'asani betzalmo. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam sha'asani ben chorin. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam sha'asani Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam pokeach ivrim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam malbish arumim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam matir asurim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam sokef kefufim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam rokah haaretz al hamayim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa li kol tzarki. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher chichin mitzadei gaber. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam ozer Yisrael b'gvura. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam oter Yisrael b'tifara. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hanoten layav koach.
Page 218, Shochein Ad. You who abide forever, magnified and hallowed by your name, as the psalmist declared, through rejoicing and happiness, through mouth, through word, through tongue, and through every way in which we interact with the world. May we just increase and bring a little joy. Shochein Ad.
Shochein ad marom v'kadosh shemo v'katuv rananu tzadikim ba'adonai le'yasharim nava tehila b'fi sharim tithalal u'v'divrei tzadikim titbarah u'vilshon chasidim titromam u'v'kerev kedoshim titkadash Uv'machalot revivot amcha beit Yisrael. Shaken kovat kol hayitzurim lefanecha Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu lehodot lehalel leshabeach lefaer leromim lehader levarech leoleu kales al kol divrei shirot batishbachot David ben Yishai Abdecha Meshichecha Yishtabach Shimcha Lad Malkenu Ha'el Hamel Berachot v'haodot me'ata ve'ad olam Baruch atah Adonai El melech gadol batishbachot, el haodaot hadron haniflaot, habocher b'shirei zimra, melech elchei haolamim.
As we turn now to page 224, one way to increase joy is to not take oneself so seriously. The Baruch Hu, which really brings together an entire community, is a prayer that we gather to worship as a community. We all know that we come together as a community generally to recite certain prayers as a minyan. It can only be done in community. In doing so, that links us to people all over the world. And throughout ages, throughout the entire history of the Jewish people, have always come to this moment. The realization that we are not everything in the world, that our personal experiences don't reflect everything in the world, that our own mental drama that we come up with on a daily basis in our day-to-day lives that seems so important when we're in it, are minuscule, really, in the large scheme that is life. And this is what the Baruch Hu and the blessing brings to mind, that brings to the forefront that we are part of something so much larger. And that when we focus only on our own stuff, it becomes very, very heavy, I should say, becomes very, very burdensome. One way to really increase the joy is to let go of everything that we think is so important in the moment and realize that we are part of something much, much larger than ourselves. In doing so, and if we really reflect on it, our joy will increase. Praised are you, Lord our God, ruler of the universe, who forms light and creates darkness, who ordains the harmony of all creation. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, yotzer or, v'rei hoshech, oseh shalom, u'v'rei et hakol. We now turn to page 228 as we sing in joy, El Adon.
El Adon al kol hamasim, Baruch u'vora b'fi kol neshama, God lo v'tuvo ma'alei olam, da'at u'tvuna sovev imoto, HaMikael chayot hakodesh, v'nedar b'chavod al chamerchava, tzur u'mishor livnei chiso, chesed v'rachamim livnei chivodo. Tovim me'orot shabara Eloheinu, Yitzaram bedat bevina uvhaskel, koach v'ura natan bachem, liot moshlim bekerev tevel, melim ziv umfikim noga, na'ezivam b'chol olam, smechim b'tzeitam b'sasim beboam, Osim be'em haratzon hakonam, pe'er v'chavod notnim lishmo, zahalaverin ala zecher malchuto, kara lashemesh va'yizrachor, ra'avechit kinsurat havana, shevach notnim lo, kol tzva marom, Tiferet u'gedula, seraphim ve'ofanim ve'chayot hakodesh.
Cause a new light to shine on Zion, and may we all be worthy to delight in its splendor. Praised are you, O Lord, creator of the heavenly lights. When you walk into a room, does it bring joy and light to others that are in that room? Or Chadash.
Or Hadash al Sion Ta'ir, v'nizkechu lanu mehera le'oro, Baruch atah Adonai, Yotzer ha'me'orot.
We now prepare for the Shema, the central prayer in this morning's service. With abounding love have you loved us, Lord our God. Great and overflowing tenderness have you shown us.
Ahava rabbah avtanu, Adonai Eloheinu, chem lagedol avitera, hamalta aleinu. Avinu malkeinu, ba'avur avotenu, Shabbat hu v'cha, Avinu Malkeinu, Vat Lamdem Chukei Chaim, Ken Techanenu Telamdenu, Avinu Ha'av Harachaman, Amrachem Rachem Aleinu, V'tein B'libeinu Lehavinu Hashkil Lishmoa, Lelamahodu Lelamed, Lishmor Velasod, Ulkayem et kol divrei Talmud Toratecha B'ahava, V'ha'erinenu B'toratecha, V'dabek Lebeinu B'mitzvotecha, V'yached Levavenu Le'ahava U'lira et Shemecha, V'lo nevosh Le'olam va'ed, V'lo nevosh Le'olam va'ed, Ki v'shem Kadshecha Hagadol v'hanora bataknu, Nagila v'nizmecha, Nagila v'nizmecha b'shuatecha.
Gather our people in peace, God, from the four corners of the earth, as we gather the four tzitzit from the four corners of our talit.
V'havienu le'shalom me'arba kanfot ha'aretz, v'tolichenu kamemiut le'artzenu, ki el po'el yeshuot ata, uvanu v'charta mikolam v'lashon, V'kerav tanu l'shimecha hagadol sela be'emet lehodot lecha u'yachedcha be'ahava Baruch atah Adonai habocher be'amo Yisrael be'ahava Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha bechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anochi metzavecha hayom alevavecha veshinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam Beshivtecha bevetecha uvelechtecha baderech ushachbecha uvekumecha ukshatam leotal yadecha vehayuletotafot beinenecha uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvihisharecha.
The Lord said to Moses, "Speak to the children of Israel and bid them to make fringes, the corners of their garments throughout their generations, putting upon the fringes of each corner a thread of blue. When you look upon the fringes, you will be reminded of all the commandments of the Lord and obey them. You will not be led astray by the inclinations of your heart or by the attraction of your eyes. Thus will you be reminded to fulfill all my commandments and be consecrated to your God. I'm the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I, the Lord, am your God."
Leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim le'Elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim li'od lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem, Amen.
Emet v'yatziv v'nachon v'kayam v'yashar v'ne'eman v'ahuv v'chaviv v'nechman v'na'im v'nora v'adir v'mitukan v'mekubal v'tov v'yafei hadavar hazeh elenu le'olam va'ed. Truly, the God of the universe is our sovereign. The rock of Jacob is our protecting shield, who exists throughout all the generations, whose sovereignty is fully established, and whose faithfulness endures forever. We now turn to page 252 as we prepare for the Amidah.
Tehilot le'el elyon barhum vorach, Moshe u'bnei Yisrael echanu shira, B'simcha rabba ve'amru chulam, Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, Mi chamocha nedar ba'kodesh, Nohora tehilot, Oseh feleh. Shirat Shashi B'Hugolim L'Shimcha Al Safat Hayam Yachad Kulam Hodu V'Him L'Chu V'Amru Adonai Imloch Le'Olam Va'ed Sur Yisrael Kuma Be'ezrat Yisrael Ufadechinu Mecha Yehuda Ve'Yisrael Go Aleinu Adonai Tzavot Shemo Kedosh Yisrael Baruch Atah Adonai Gal Yisrael.
We now turn to page 254 for the Shachrit Amidah for the Sabbath as we join the cantor in the first few brachas, blessings of the Shemona Esrei.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanorah El Elyon Gomel Hasadim Tovim v'Konei Hakol v'Zocher Chazdei Avot Umevi Goel Livnei V'Neihem Leman Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer Moshiach U'Magen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechaye Meitim Atah Rav Lehoshia Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem Mechal Kel Chayim Bechesed Mechaye Meitim Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim V'Rofeh Holim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishanei Afar Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot Umidro Melach Melech Memir Umachaye Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman atah lechahayot meitim Baruch atah Adonai Mechaye hametim.
Grant peace and goodness and blessing to the world, grace, kindness, and mercy to us and to all your people, Israel. Bless us all, God, with the divine light of your presence, for by the divine light you have revealed to us your life-giving Torah and taught us of loving kindness, righteousness, mercy, and peace. May it please you to bless your people, Israel, in every season and at every hour with your peace. Baruch atah Adonai, u'mvarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom.
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, imru, amen. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, amen.
Shikoch to you, Cancer. We now actually turn to page 288 for Hallel. This is a special Sabbath for several reasons. One, it's Shabbos, and it's always special. Another reason is that it is Rosh Chodesh, and Rosh Chodesh actually started yesterday and goes through today. And it's Rosh Chodesh Adar, which means that it is the month of Purim, and we are really guided to increase joy. So one way in which we increase our joy, obviously, is through song. It's very hard to be grumpy when you are singing and humming something. You can try, and I challenge you to do that. Try very hard throughout the course of the next month during song and during any time that we participate in song, at least at the synagogue or anywhere. Try really hard to be miserable during the song. If you catch yourself be increasing joy, as we are commanded to do, stop it and be grumpy. The whole point is that it really is, in a lot of ways, what we choose. And just as we can choose to allow anger and being upset to enter into our lives, we can also choose to allow happiness. It is the great ability of being a human being, not only that we have choice, but that we really are the masters of our internal life. And it's up to you. So we'll talk at length over the course of the next couple of weeks, what it really means to increase joy. And that joy isn't just something that ends up happening to you. You just don't all of a sudden feel happy. It is something that you can cultivate and create. One way to do that, one way to experience that, is to get out of your own mind. And the single best way, at least the ancients have taught us, is through some kind of meditation. Our tradition teaches that meditation is something that really is done through song, through being able to experience music, to be able to experience some kind of musical interaction with your world. And the Hasidic rabbis, and certainly the Chassid, those who are the devotees of the Hasidic movement, really understood the importance of this through meditative melodies, which we call nigunim, wordless melodies, the ability to think and remove thought through the wordless melody. Some call it a chant, some call it whatever you want, but whatever it is, that we understand the importance of using music and using song as a way to focus our thoughts, our energies, really, our body energies to joy. So as we sing Hallel, really engage in not only what the words are saying, but where the melody takes us. So as we start always with the bracha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu likrot et ha'Hallel. Hallelu avdei Adonai, hallelu et shem Adonai. Hallelujah, offer praises your servants of the Lord, praise the name of the Lord. To seat them with nobility with the noble ones of God's people. God gives to the childless wife the joy of a mother of children. Hallelujah. Betzeit Yisrael mi Mitzrayim, Beit Yaakov me'am lo'ez. Betzeit Yisrael mi Mitzrayim, Beit Yaakov me'am lo'ez.
הייתה יהודה לקודשו, ישראל ממשלתיו, הים ראו וינוס, הירדן ייסוב לאחור, ההרים רקדו חיילים, גבעות כבני צאן, מלאכי הים כי תנוס, הירדן תיסוף לחור, ההרים תרקדו חיילים, גבעות כבני צאן, מלפני אדון חולי הארץ, מלפני אלוה יעקב, ההופכי הצור הגמיים, חלמיש למנו מים.
Because it is the shortened Hallel, we turn now to page 294.
Adonai Zechanu Yevarech, Yevarech et Beit Yisrael, Yevarech et Beit Aharon, Yevarech Yerei Adonai, HaKatanim im HaGadolim, Yosef Adonai Alechem, Alechem ve'al bneichem, Beruchim atem l'Adonai, Osei Shamayim ve'aretz, Hashamayim Shamayim l'Adonai, Va'aretz natan livnei Adam, Lo hametim Hallelujah, Ve'lo kol yordei duma, Ve'anachnu nevorech ya, Me'ata ve'ad olam, Ve'anachnu nevorech ya, Me'ata ve'ad olam. Hallelujah.
We now turn to page 298.
Ma'ashiv la'Adonai kol tov.
How can I repay the Lord for all the Lord's bounties to me? I will lift up the cup of deliverance, invoke the name of the Lord.
Hallelujah, Adonai, kol goyim shabchu, kol ha'umim, ki gava aleinu chasto, v'yemet Adonai, le'olam hallelujah. Odu l'Adonai ki tov, ki le'olam chasto, ki le'olam chasto, Yomer na Yisrael, Yomer na Yisrael, ki le'olam chasto, ki le'olam chasto, Yomru na vet Aharon, Yomru na vet Aharon, ki le'olam chasto, ki le'olam chasto, Yomru na yirei Adonai, Yomru na yirei Adonai, ki le'olam chasto, ki le'olam chasto.
We turn now to page 300.
Min ha'metzer kaharatia, anani ma'amechavya.
In my distress, I cried to the Lord, who answered me by setting me free.
Ozi v'zimrat Yah, vayehi li lishua. Ozi v'zimrat Yah, vayehi Yeshua. Pitchu li Shaarei Tzedek avovam odeya. Ze hashar la'Adonai tzadikim yavohu vo. Open for me the gates of righteousness that I may enter them and thank the Lord. This is the gateway to the Lord. The righteous shall surely enter. We now turn to page 302. Odecha ki anitani vati li lishua. Odecha ki anitani vati li lishua. Even masu habonim hayta l'rosh pina. Even masu habonim hayta l'rosh pina. V'yet Adonai hayta zot. He niflat b'einenu, v'yet Adonai hayta zot. He niflat b'einenu, zeh hayom asa Adonai. Nagila v'nismachavo, zeh hayom asa Adonai. Nagila v'nismachavo. Anna Adonai Hoshiana. Anna Adonai Hoshiana. Anna Adonai Hatzlichana. Anna Adonai Hatzlichana. Baruch haba b'shem Adonai. Berachnu nechem beveit Adonai. Baruch haba b'shem Adonai. Berachnuchem beveit Adonai. Eli Adonai v'yaharei lanu, Yisrachak ba'avotim ad kanot hamizbeach. Eli Adonai v'yaharet lanu, Yisrachak ba'avotim ad kanot hamizbeach. Eli ata ve'odeka, Elohai arumemecha. Eli ata ve'odeka, Elohai arumemecha. Hodu l'Adonai ki tov, ki le'olam chasdo. Hodu l'Adonai ki tov, ki le'olam chasdo. May all your works praise you, O Lord our God. May the pious and the just do your will. And all your people, the house of Israel, sing praises and give thanks to you. May they exalt, sanctify, revere your glorious dominion, O God, for it is good to give thanks to you and fitting to sing your praises to your name. You are God throughout all eternity. Praised are you, O Lord, sovereign, exalted by praises. Now turn to our Torah service where we have an opportunity to just chant a few lines of this week's Parshat Mishpatim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. Ve'ela hamishpatim asher tasim ki tiknei eved ivri sheshanim ya'amod uva'ashvi'it yetzev lachofshi chinam im bagapo yavo bagapo yetzeh im ba'al ishahu ve'yatzah ishto imo. What we just read, that these are the rules that you shall set before them. And it goes in then to say, when you acquire a Hebrew servant, and they shall serve 6 years, in the 7th year he shall go free without payment. If he came single, he shall leave single. If he had a wife, he shall leave with that wife. What are we talking about here? And why is it that when we enter into a conversation about the rules and regulations, understand that we are moving away from what has been, in a lot of ways, a lot of narrative, a lot of stories about the Jewish people. Sprinkled in it were laws and rules and regulations. This parsha marks the beginning, really, of a flip. Now we are going to, for the rest of the Torah, really talk about laws, rules, regulations, spiritual development, how the Kohanim are to behave, and so on and so forth. Sprinkled in that is going to be narrative and stories. We switch here. Why is it that at the beginning of the switch, we talk about Hebrew slaves or Hebrew servants? The most important thing is that we can never, ever forget where we came from. The minute that we forget, not only as a people, but as individuals, but in this case, talking about a people, when we forget where we come from, when we forget that we came from humble beginnings, and that we as a people discuss the importance of freedom, that when people come to us, when people, and this is just a story quite frankly of that, when people come to this in need, when people come to us, when they have their hand out, when people come to us as individuals and as a people in a position in which they are a taker and we are the giver, how is it that we are going to treat them? At this time, more than ever, people are in need. At this time, more than ever, people are reaching out for help. How we interact with them really reflects on how we remember where we as a people and as individuals, where we see ourselves as coming from. If we make statements like, just get over it, you can do this, you can do that, I did it, so on and so forth, we forget that we were unable, without the help of God, without the help of other people, to get to where we are as a people and where we are today. The most important thing as human beings is to remember not only where we came from as individuals, but where we came from as a people. In fact, our lives as individuals is really limited. We are lucky if we get 80 years on this planet. It is but a moment, a fleeting moment, a moment in which passes by at a blink of an eye. You will turn around and your life will go. But we as a people are, as many can show, not only everlasting, but we can really make an impact as a people. This is the inspiration for all of us to remember as a people where we came from. We have been molded into a group of people, people not only of God, but a people who are trying to add to the flow of life, to increase justice in the world, to increase livelihood in the world, to increase life. And in doing so, we must remember the principle, never ever to forget where we came from. We now conclude our service on page 480 with Elena.
Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol latet gedula leotzer breshit shelo asanu kegoye haratzot velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama shelo sam chelkenu kahem vegor aleinu kachol hamonam va'anachnu koreim Umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamelachim hakadosh baruch hu shehu notei shamayim ve'oser haaretz u'moshav yikaro b'shamayim ha'al u'shchinatu zo begavhei meromim Hu Eloheinu ein od emet malkeinu efezulato kakatu betorato biyadata hayom v'hashevota elevavecha ki Adonai hu ha'Elohim b'shamayim mimha ve'al ha'aretz mitachat ein od.
For sovereignty is yours, and to all eternity will reign in glory. As it is written in your Torah, the Lord shall reign forever and ever. And it has been foretold, the Lord shall be sovereign over all the earth. On that day, the Lord shall be one and shall be acclaimed as one.
Kakatuv b'toratecha Adonai imloch le'olam ba'ed v'nehemar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol ha'aretz bayom hahu Bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad. Ushamo echad.
May the memories which we cherish and lovingly now recall inspire us so to live that we too may bequeath the heritage of precious memories to those whom we shall leave behind. In this week's Yortzites, Burnett Miller, father of Jerry Motel, Joseph Rosenblatt, brother of Susan Shear, Irene Levine, mother of Sue Saffer, Albert Pincus, father of Harriet Flancer, Stanley Voraba, father of Jill Osofsky, Mitch Gorman, brother of Corrine Frisch, Herman Hyman, father of Michelle Lobel, Lloyd Mendelson, father of Tom Mendelson, Hannah Sklar, mother of Ken Sklar, Daniel Weiser, father of Sylvia Wendell, Jeanette Eichner, mother of Richard Eichner, Edith Fruchter, mother of Sandra Schwartzbach, Phyllis Katz, mother of Malka Friedman, Martin Jacobs, father of Gary Jacobs, Ethel Rosenblum, mother of Robin Seppi, Delase Ziegler, friend of Irving Slotnick, Marty Levine, brother of Janet Goodard, Samuel Jacobs, father of Gail Simon, and we are in the Shloshim of Irene Levine, and we say this prayer. Ribono shel olam Elohei rachot l'chol basar, Master of the world, God of the spirit of all flesh, it is revealed and known before you that it is our desire to praise your name by reciting the mourner's Kaddish in the company of a minyan. Though circumstances do prevent us from doing so, may our yearnings and prayers find favor in your eyes and be accepted. May you grant hope and healing to all who suffer. May we soon be able to again gather safely in happiness and, of course, in joy. May your name, God, be elevated and sanctified everywhere on earth, and may peace reign everywhere. Say shalom ben Ramav, Huya say shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. May God, who makes harmony and peace in the heights, grant us harmony and peace for us, for all Israel and all humankind, and let us all say, amen. We conclude our service this morning with Adon Olam on page 488.
Adon Olam asher mala b'terem kol yitzir nivra le'ed nasa v'hefza kol azai melech shemo nikra ve'acharei kichlot hakol levado yiloch nohra v'hu haya v'hu hoveh v'hu yeh betifara v'hu echad v'yen sheni Laham Shilo, Lahach Bira, Beli Reshit, Beli Tachlit, Velo Haoz Veha Mizra, Bechu Eli, Bechai Goali, Betzur Chevli, Beyet Sahara, Behu Nisi, Umanos Li, Menat Kosi, Beyom Ekra, Beyado, Avkid Ruchi, Beyeti Shan, Ve'aira, Ve'imruchi gaviati Adonai li velo ira. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, Yasher Koach, Panther.
Toda rabah, Rabbi.